Red Sloppity Lips. Victor, a young boy, was riding his bike along an old road and lost his way. He stopped and looked around to find his way back. How he wished he had brought a friend along. Just then it began to rain. He pulled up his jacket up over his head to help keep the rain away. But it continued to rain heavily and he became wet. His body became numb in the cold rain. Then it began to thunder, so he knew that he must find shelter quickly. He saw a dingy, big red house and ran onto the porch. The wind began to howl and blew so hard that it drove the rain onto the porch, soaking Victor even more. The wind had blown open the house door, so he went inside to get out of the rain. The house was very large and thought it was abandoned. Dirty and full of cobwebs, it kept Victor dry. A big gust of wind blew in the door and then back out again, slamming the door shut. Victor tried to open the door, but the rain had caused the door to swell and he could not open it. Just then he heard a voice call out, "Do you know what I do with my red sloppity lips and my long green fingers?" Next to the door was a large, green, hairy monster with huge red lips, pointed fangs, and gangly legs and arms with very long green fingernails. Victor panicked and ran down the hall. The monster followed. Again he heard the monster say, "Do you know what I do with my red sloppity lips and my long green fingers?" As he followed him down the hall, Victor ran up some stairs at the end of the hall, and the monster followed him. The monster was getting close, and Victor heard the monster say louder, "Do you know what I do with my red sloppity lips and my long green fingers?" Victor ran away from the monster down the hall of, at, of the top of the stairs into a room at the end of the hall, closing the door behind him. But he heard loud footsteps coming down the hall, and he had run into a room which had neither windows nor another door, so he hid in a big cupboard in the room. The room door creaked open, and again he heard the monster say even louder, "Do you know what I do with my red sloppity lips and my long green fingers?" The frightened boy tucked himself into a corner of the cupboard and hid as best as he could. The cupboard door opened wide and the huge hairy monster stood before him, again so loud that it hurt Victor's ears. The monster once again said, "Do you know what I do with my red sloppity lips and my long green fingers? Victor shook as he replied with fear, No. The monster said, Then I will show you. Blah 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 blah.